Good morning. My name is Kenneth Flanders, and welcome to this quick start training provided to you by TeamDrive. TeamDrive is located in Hamburg, Germany, and takes pride in providing its users with secure collaboration. Think smarter, share safer. Now, if at any time you have any questions during this webinar, feel free to type them in the live chat, and I'll make sure to take a look at them when I'm finished. And with that said, let's go ahead and jump into today's topic. How to set up TeamDrive in minutes, even if you're not tech savvy. Again, my name is Kenneth Flanders, and I'm the Technical Customer Support Manager here at TeamDrive. So, whether you're brand new to TeamDrive or you've installed it but aren't sure what to do next, you're in the right place. In the next 10 to 15 minutes, I'm going to walk you through everything you need to know to get up and running with TeamDrive, even if you're not tech savvy. This includes securely syncing your files across devices, collaborating with your team, and staying completely in control of your data. Our mission for today. By the end of today's webinar, you'll know how to install TeamDrive, create your first secure space, and sync files across devices without needing any help from IT. So no worries, it's easier than you think, and I'll walk you through each step by step, as much as I can. Okay, so why does all this matter? Now, if you've used other popular cloud sync solutions, you know how easy it is to lose control of your files. People get access to files they shouldn't, versions get lost, files don't sync, and your data ends up everywhere. TeamDrive solves that by giving you total control with an audit trail through our versioning system, syncing that works across multiple devices, and end-to-end encryption, meaning your files are encrypted before they are uploaded and remain encrypted while at rest on our servers. So, who am I? A brief introduction of myself, and of course, why you should listen to me. So again, I'm Kenneth Flanders, Technical Customer Support Manager here at TeamDrive, and I've been with the company for roughly 13 years now. Um, I help teams and individuals take control of their digital workspaces, especially when privacy and compliance are important. Through my years of working with users and experiencing the ups and downs and the difficulties they may face when trying to sync their data, I am definitely well versed in some of the hiccups people can have when first starting to use TeamDrive. So when people think of TeamDrive, they think of end-to-end encryption, secure collaboration, and trust. Well, who trusts TeamDrive? TeamDrive is trusted by law firms, medical teams, researchers, educational institutions, and even government agencies because it offers something many other sync tools may not. In that sense, end-to-end encryption and zero-knowledge architecture. But here's the caveat. TeamDrive works best when it's set up correctly, and that's what we're doing today. Now, imagine this scenario. You close your laptop in the office, you get home, open your second device, and all your files are there, exactly as you left them. No emailing documents to yourself, no file version confusion, no waiting. That's what TeamDrive gives you. And by the end of this training, you'll have it fully set up and good to go. Now, let's move on to the 3 secrets I'm going to share with you today. Secret 1. And this is probably the biggest secret of all that most new users overlook. So this is, as I mentioned, this has to be, in my opinion, one of the most useful tips that's neglected by many first-time users. And that is to register using only your email address without entering a fixed username. So while we're on the topic of registering, if you have not registered for TeamDrive yet, or if you haven't downloaded the app, definitely visit our website at teamdrive.com/download. Install the app for your operating system, enter an email address of your choice, and go ahead and get registered. Okay, so during the registration process, you'll notice that it's possible to create a fixed username. However, fixed usernames cannot be changed. This is relevant in the case of name changes or if a colleague leaves the group or company and the same user account needs to be used by another person. By registering using only an email address, your email address is displayed as your username and you give yourself the freedom to change your display name since email addresses can be changed at any time. Okay, secret 2, how to make your first space work like a secure cloud folder. So for this, I'll go ahead and open up my client here, my TeamDrive app. So I'm already logged in, and as you can see, I've also registered my account using simply an email address. So here you can see um, my initials, but just because that's how my email address is, and you see here my email address is being used as my username. Because typically, if you have a set or fixed username, you will see the username here, and just below it, you will see the email address associated with that username. Okay, so once you've registered your account and you've logged in, most likely you will see this view. And the first thing you will want to do to create a space is here, click Create Space. So when we talk about a space is like a folder, but way more powerful. Everything inside is stored encrypted on the server, and only people you explicitly invite to the space can access it. So here's what to do. So first we need to click Create Space here, and then give your space a name. For example, let's say my first space, and we simply click Create Space. So now we see some activities. Let's go to the activities. We can see that I created my first space and I've joined it just because I've created it, and the web access has been set. The default setting for the web access is that it's disabled. So once you've created a space, we just go here to spaces. You can also go from the main view by clicking on active spaces, and then you can see all of your active spaces. So here's the space that I just created, my first space, and I am alone in the space. That's why you see one head here. And you also see this orange outlining of the circle. And what this means is that there are new activities in the space that I haven't viewed yet. And by clicking directly on this icon, I get a brief overview of what's happened recently in the space. You see I've changed the web access for this space because I created it in the web access. The default setting for the web access is that it's off. But yes, this is the most recent change that happened in this space. And if I click again on the icon, that closes, and now it is white, which means I have viewed all new activities in the space. Okay, so our next step, invite a colleague. So when I hover over the space, or when you hover over the space, you have different icons for different actions that you can perform. So you have here, if you click on the trash can here, you can leave or delete the space. And by leaving the space, it means that you're no longer active in the space on this device, but you can still be active on a different device. Here you can leave a comment on the space. Comments are a great way to communicate with space members, to communicate if it's time to work on a file, if more work needs to be done. anything necessary. So this enables or disables the offline availability of a space. The offline availability means that the data is available while the data is available on your local device whenever there is no internet connection. So even if you're on the road, you're on the train, you briefly lose internet, your files are still available to you locally. And with the offline available activated, all files will always be automatically downloaded and updated unless you change the individual settings for those files. All right, here we have I. This just opens the information page where you have the space name, with the server is located on, and other advanced settings. And last but not least, we have the icon to invite members. And right now we want to invite someone else to a space. So we click there, and for now, enter an email address, for example, one of my colleagues, and I press plus. Now, by pressing plus, I add this colleague or this person to the list of members I would like to invite to this space. So before I proceed, I would also like to set their access rights in the space. So right now you see as a default setting, they have read-write access, which means they are able to upload data into the space. They're able to see things, and they're also able to make changes. They can also move things to the trash. They cannot empty the trash, but they can move things to the trash. So if I would like to change their access rights, I click on the key here, set permission, and then you have a list of the possible access rights that I can give them. So we'll start from the top. So I can assign them, or I have the option to assign them read rights. In this case, read anonymous, which means they can see the contents of the space. They're not allowed to make any changes. They're not allowed to upload any changes. Is the correct information. They're not allowed to upload any changes, and they are also anonymous in the space, which means no one else can see who they are in the space, and they can see no one else in the space as well. So for them, when they go to the members list, they will only see themselves in the space. Now, if I give them read rights, it's exactly like read anonymous, except they are not anonymous. They can see the other space members, and the other space members can see them, but they cannot upload any changes into the space. Read write, they're able to see the contents of the space, and they're also able to upload changes. Super user plus. So a super user is like a junior administrator for the most part. They can do everything the admin can do, invite users, delete users from the space. However, they cannot empty the trash can. This is left for the administrator. Only the administrator can empty the trash can, and the administrator is also the only user that can roll a space back to an earlier time. For example, if data was a lot of data was accidentally moved to the trash, the space admin has the possibility or has the privilege to be able to roll the space back to another point in time to where the data wasn't in the trash. And only an administrator can do this. Okay, so I'll invite my colleague with read-write privilege. So I'll just hit cancel because he's already listed as read-write. And again, this is the list. So if I wanted to invite another member, say another colleague, I can do the same, and I'll also add them to the list. You see the list is then extended. And let's say I want to give my colleague super user plus rights. I assign them super user plus rights. And now I click invite to invite both of them to the space. So now we see they're listed as current members, and we see they have the status invited, which means an invitation has been sent to them. However, they have not yet joined, or they have not yet accepted the invitation and joined the space. Once they have done so, you will see their space privileges, only their space privileges underneath their name. So here we can see invited and their space privileges. Once they have accepted the invitation and joined the space, you will only see the privileges they have in the space. So this is a good indicator of, has the person I invited to the space, have they joined the space? And to get an overview of whether or not they've joined the space, we go back here, and now we go to info and on members. And here we can see all members of the space and their current status. You see they're still listed as invited and invited. Okay, and also what's very convenient about inviting other users to the space is once your colleague or colleagues accept the space invitation, they instantly get access to all files in the space. No emails, no attachments, no confusions. They simply need to download everything and then they're good to go. Okay, secret 3. Selectively sync data across devices. So here's where TeamDrive shines, and this is something most cloud tools don't offer. So you can install TeamDrive on a second device, log in with your existing user account, and then decide which spaces sync on that second device. So this, although this may be a given, you can also work offline and everything will sync automatically once an active internet connection is available. And this is what I mentioned previously when discussing offline availability. But here, being able to selectively sync data across devices means you have, for example, a laptop, a tablet, and also your phone, and you have TeamDrive installed on all 3 devices. However, on your phone, you only like to have very important data or a very important space that you only use from your mobile phone. On your main computer, you have all of your spaces, and all of your spaces are active. But once you install TeamDrive on your mobile phone, you decide, okay, I would not like to have access to all of my spaces from my mobile device, from my phone. So I will only activate space A, for example, only a single space. So on your phone, you only see that one space. However, you can still gain access to your other spaces if you would like to, but you do not have to walk around having access to all of your spaces, having immediate access to all of your spaces on your phone if that's not what you want. You can selectively select which spaces sync with which device. And again, the setup is simple. You simply install TeamDrive on your second device, third device, etc. Log in with the same user account. Then you would go to inactive spaces and activate the spaces you would like to sync with that device. This is definitely a feature that's built for privacy and performance and gives you the flexibility and control to have specific spaces activated on specific devices. Alrighty, so let's recap what we've covered today. Okay, so secret 1. Register using your email address for more simplicity and flexibility down the line. Secret 2. Create a space, add files, and invite your team. Secret 3. Choose which spaces sync with which devices. Now, when you follow these 3 steps, you've got a rock solid sync and share environment set up in minutes with complete security. So, if you haven't already done so, visit our website, download TeamDrive, and go ahead and get started. If you're already using TeamDrive, great. Log in, create a new space using these best practices, invite a colleague, and try syncing a file between 2 devices. The best way to learn is to do it. So, thank you for joining us today for this webinar, and I will check to see if there are any questions. All right, so at the moment there are no questions. So again, I would like to thank you for joining us today.